Hey, one and all, please excuse the voice, the puffy eyes, the crazy face. Can't fix that. But doesn't mean I'm not going to write. So, whew, I'm already tired. The main purpose of this particular one is to find out where you guys are at this point, if you even started yet, because I know everybody has different times when they were going to plan to start. If you're even trying to do 5K like a crazy person, and two, so we can also write together. I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna try to get in 2 or 3 sprints, take a break, and then come back later on this evening and do it again. Uh, what is wrong with my mouse? Jeezy peasy, mouse. What's wrong with you? Oh Lord, I think my mouse is broken. I didn't even know they could break. Um, yeah, am I crazy? So, all that said, let me tell you a little bit about my plan. In my brain, I decided that I would be able to do. Oh, and let me know if y'all can hear me because I never know with this. I decided that I could do 500 words in per sprint, give or take. So, with that being the case, I would have to at least get 10 sprints in today. I'm assuming that I will get have to do about 11 or 12 sprints because I know how I'll probably run out of steam. And I'm 1,000 words in, which gives me 4,000 to go. But in my defense, I start late because that's just how I roll, and I work, into the wee hours of the night. So I'm not as worried about it. I'm more worried about getting a little too tired. Okay, good. Thank you, Firefly. I'm getting a little too tired because I do not feel well. And even though I'm feeling better than I was, I still don't feel well. So don't think I'm down or anything and you're watching me. I'm not gloomy. I'm just not at my 100. So, with me probably needing to do like 12 sprints to get to the 5K, which is what I'm thinking is going to go down. Um, oh, wait, I take that back. I only need 4K left. So 8, 10 sprints. Between 8 and 10. So probably 9, right? Um, and feel free to take a drink every time I say Can't help it. So what I did was it took me all weekend to determine which story I was going to work on because I have several. And I don't know which one to really move with. And then I didn't know which one I thought I could pump out some words on because that's going to come out to be 25,000 words if I'm successful by the end of the week, the end of the work week. So it was important to me to at least deal with one that, excuse me, that I had a good grasp on and didn't have a lot to work out as far as storyline, characters, that sort of thing. I settled on the one that I call Jen, which will not be called that. I'm just calling it that at the moment because I don't have the title I want. Again, I know I talked about this one before. This is one of those rare instances where I'm having trouble coming up with a name. I had trouble coming up with the name of the town that they all had to live in, and I had trouble coming with the name of the bloody book. I don't even remember that happening to me before, but I'm suffering from it now. So right now it's called Jen because it is about a Jen, and her name is Siobhan. And I have my outline with me, or rather, have my checklist with me. And I want to try and show it to you. Let me take this banner down for one. Hold on. Bam, banner gone. I want to try to show you at least Act 1 because I have, most of Act 1 is on this sheet. It's 3 pages because I like to separate my 3 acts on individual pages. And I also have notes that I'd written down, like quotes and stuff that I wanted to put in the movie that I knew the characters were going to say, things I knew they were going to do, and shit I knew I didn't want to mess up and miss because it's really important. The nature of the book, it was really important that I don't miss certain key things and certain key points. So I have that. So if you can see this is the checklist for Jen. Right here, this is all I got done. I didn't check the box yet, but literally this scene here is all I got done. And let me see. No, let's see. These two checkpoints here are what I have written. All the rest of this is what I have left to do. Now I'm assuming that also 25,000 words isn't going to get me to the end of this book. It just isn't. But I'm assuming that it will at least get me into Act 2. My thoughts are Act 1 is what's getting done. So here's Act 1. Do you see it? Each one of those little check boxes is just a scene. One more piece to Act 1 for you. Right there at the top, and that's it. Now, usually my checklists aren't this long. But if you notice on this, it's lots and lots of long ass sentences. I never do that with my checklist. The reason why that happened for this one is because it's the original one that I wrote before I condensed it, and then I never bothered to condense it down. Like they all usually look like this, where it says Elijah complains about the heat, and that part. That's usually how they all look. They don't end up in these long ass sentences like they do in here. What is important is that I make sure that I hit all these points as I go along. The reason why I love doing my outlines this way too is if I get to a point where I get stuck, I just skip it and go over to whatever the next checkpoint is to do, because the way I log them. All right, so if you can see, it's Act 1. Which Roman numeral 1, and then it'll be like, I don't know how to really describe that, but each of these little boxes will be their own file. That way, when I need to edit them as well, it's easy for me to just go to that particular one, edit it, and then make it into one whole compilation as I go. It's crazy, not important. Let's see what y'all talking about. Oh, okay. Oh, soothsayer. Yeah. So when we were talking about doing this or feel the thought of doing it, we were all saying, "Hey, yeah, 5K a day." And then I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to challenge myself to do 5K a day. And anybody who wants to come with me, come on along. And then I realized as I was planning it out, as I was determining what I was going to do and then trying to get my plan together for it, like, Aphrodite, you're kind of crazy. Why are you doing this? Just go with it. But I realized that it really started motivating me. And that is really what the point is. If you do not get 5K in a day, if you do not get 25K at the end and all that other stuff, it's absolutely irrelevant. If it motivated you to start and excited you to get some stuff going, that was what the real point was. And then, of course, you can challenge yourself to do the 5K. And that's where my brain is right now. So that's what I'm digging. Now, there is a reason for the big hootie hourglass. They are completely Plano. They don't have any prescription or anything like that. But they help me because the light hits them. I think it's probably bad for you all, though. But the light hits them and then bounces back off instead of flooding my eyes. I can't see otherwise. And normally I would have on sunglasses to try to help me out. But if I do the sunglasses, I can't see anything in here at all. So that's the deal with them. That's why I use the big ones for right now. When it gets a little darker, I can take them off. But I'm glad you like them. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Yeah. And it's really like, I wish I had one of my other ones, because this one isn't a good one. This is a when I'm working out my scenes, like in my head and how I want to go. And this is after a whole bunch of other shit that I did and a whole bunch of other notes and all the other stuff. I will make a video about the entire process, I promise. But after I do all that, I literally do a bulleted scene by scene by scene, from the first scene to the last scene of the book. It never stays the same. It always changes. Stuff gets taken out, stuff gets put in. But before I start writing the story, I do that. It has never failed me. And I learned this, not the checkpoint thing technique, but I learned the 3-act thing when I was in college. And one of my creative writing professors he said, well, if you break your story up into 3 acts and keeping in mind this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 you can better map out your story. And I'm like, yeah, sure. You're just messing up my talent, man. You're invading on my, creativity by telling me to do that. Nope, totally great. Doesn't take away anything. In fact, it ignites it. Oh my God. So glad I stumbled upon. I was like in my 20s now, so it never left me. But then I still had to come up with what worked for me as far as the process went. And that's when I started doing the bulleted scenes. And that's when once I get the scenes bulleted, I know what act I'm putting them in, blah, blah, blah. Again, I promise you, I will show you all. I'll show you all. What I'm doing is, I came in right now so that I could touch base with everybody to see how far anybody had already gotten, because we'd already talked about that we were going to do it this week. I don't know if anybody started today, or if anybody even remembered that we were starting. And just to get like some sprints in case people didn't, or they want to just continue, I'm going to do this until, I don't know what time it is now. Hold on. I'm going to do this till around a little after 7. And then I'm going to drop off, take a break, go put some food in my body. And I'm going to come back again around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we can continue. So that's the plan, to get as much done as we can. I'm going to assume that a lot of you already started and have some words in already, and you're just joining me for good times and camaraderie. I love the fact that we all write together and we're not all writing the same thing. I think that is so amazing. So let's see. So I told you what the 5K. Oh, so I'm thinking that 5,000 words should get me to here. Because remember, every single one of these check boxes aren't chapters. They are scenes. One of these scenes could be, okay, like Elijah complains about the heat. Pretty much the only reason that's even there, because it's technically a part of that scene, but I knew I needed to remember that he did it, because there's something about that that's going to be important later on. That is going to be maybe a paragraph. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably going to take me to get down to refusal of the call to hit 5,000 words. If then. But I'm very verbose, so it probably will. So, enough about me. What are you guys working on? How far have you gotten so far, if you started? Because you may not have. And just let me know. Holla. Persephone, my sister, I'm going to be back on again later on tonight as well. So don't even, don't drive yourself crazy about it. KK, what's up? So what are you working on, guys? Let me know. I can't see who all is here. I mean, not who all is here. I can't see how many people are here. So if you're here and you're just lurking, that's fine. Just let me know. Just say something like, hey, I'm here. If you're not working on something, you're just hanging out, that's also amazing too. Love the company. Firefly, what are you working on tonight? KK and Persephone, if Persephone is still here, she may have had to drop out already. And I know your future, the soothsayer. What are you working on? Holla at your girl. Let's see. Some of the chat on my end is behind, so you may have more up on your side than I do. Let me go to, hold on, let me go. All right, so Firefly, you're working on, oh, you got 400 words in already and you're adding some scenes to your romance. KK, actually, I think I can go back for these. They should have caught up by now. KK, working on new adult. What's HBCU mean? Oh, initials, I don't know. Holla at your girl. Let's see. Rules for your shifted species, right? Let me tell you, that's another reason why I have okay, hold on. Because this all isn't the outline. Some of these are notes for the I have all kinds of species in this. I don't have any humans in the story. Humans are referred to, but they are not in the story. So I have a whole bunch of different species, a whole bunch of different races that I got to keep straight, and all the things they can and can't do, all the people they get along with, the ones they don't, dangerous to be around, blah, blah, blah. And I'm introducing, what I did was I went and got my demon book, the book of demons, to see all the different names of demons. And I specifically went through the book, not looking for a name of a demon, but looking for abilities. And because it was a specific, I can't tell what it is. They don't want to tell you so bad. There was a specific thing, gift, talent that I needed this particular being to have. Hold it in, don't tell. And so I went through all the bad guys that I could find to see who had it. And then I took that species, I almost said it out loud. I took that species and then gave it a different name, like tweaked it. So if you actually looked up the name that I call them, you'll probably get led back to it, which is what I want. And then I did a twist on some of their abilities. So I altered it. So technically, let's not say that they're a new species. Let's just say they're a cousin to a species that's already established. And then I have succubi and incubi in it, along with the jinn. I have witches, and I have satyrs, and I have ghosts. And I have a ghost who her name is Sabrina. This is funny. I did it on purpose. Her name is Sabrina. She died when she was like 12 or 13 years old. She's technically the oldest inhabitant in Eden's Hollow. That's where they live. She's the oldest one, even though she's the youngest. She's also the oldest. But when she was alive, she was a witch. And she's telling people all the time, like, oh, I used to be a witch. I used to do this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. And nobody really pays her any attention because she's 12 and she's a ghost. So what difference does it make what she used to do? But what they don't realize is that she still has her powers. So when that shit comes up later on, it's off the charts. So great. Whew. But anyway, that was a tell. But I don't care if y'all know that part. All right. So again, like I have different things that they said that I want to make sure I don't leave out, and different things about them, different notes, so that I remember, oh yeah, that being is a blah blah blah, that's why that's happening, and I don't slip up. If I was writing a normal Muggle tale full of a bunch of humans, I wouldn't need anywhere near that many notes. Anywhere. Super villain Nova. I should have called you. I should have called you for what? For the demonology. Right. Well, what I did, because you know fairies and stuff, they can be very dark. People always make them like, oh, they're so wonderful. Yeah, they're cute. They ain't always nice. So I have fae in my story, and they don't play. They do what the hell they want to do. They do not comply. That's the best way to deal with them is like they know they control shit. They know they run shit. And if they want to cause, like a hurricane, they do it for folly. But anyway, I'm explaining myself really bad because the more I get nervous and tongue-tied trying to do it, just trust me. It is a crazy tale. So let me go back and check to see what everybody is doing. Yeah, I've never written a completely non-human story before. I have another one that I started on about, and the lead character is human, and she got accidentally enrolled into a school full of non-human species because they misunderstood her name. Her name is Bianca de Mutant, but if you see it written down, it says Bianca the Mutant, and she got put in the school by mistake, and a whole bunch of bullshit goes down. She's the only human at the school, but she isn't the only human in the book because she actually has parents. Yeah, I believe in having teenagers, with parents. They don't all have to die. Her problem isn't the fact that her parents are gone. Her problem is that she doesn't belong at that school, but that's another story. But that was the only other story I had that was mainly a whole bunch of basically monsters and a human, but this one doesn't have any humans. The only time humans are brought up is because one of my characters, Deacon, I love Deacon. He's vampiric species, and he needs to feed off humans, so he tends to leave the hollow every so often to do what he has to do. But other than that, that's it. It is crazy. I'm loving the story, though. I think I don't do it justice in trying to explain it. Sorry to interrupt, but was wondering your thoughts on my last video. I loved that video. You had me dying laughing. Girl, you are a mess. I loved it. Please do more. Please do more. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I want to give you something, one of my stories, and for you to read it. So bad. So bad. But I don't have anything that's really technically scary. So I don't know how much you'll like it. But anyway, guys, let's see what time it is. Oh, okay. 6:23. Am I right? Is it 6:23? Yeah. So let's say 6:25. We start a sprint for those of us who are sprinting today. And because again, I don't want to stay on here too long this time because I'm coming back this evening. This was just a check-in mainly. And then since I got to write anyway, hook you guys up and so y'all can write with me. Let's see. I can only imagine. And the dog, oh my God. The dog needs his own channel. Okay, I'm just saying. I didn't mean to do that. I clicked the wrong one. Let's see. Cool. I'm going to send it to you. And oh, guys, I have good news. This should be regular channel news, but I got to share it. Okay. I just got my cover back for my book. I just got it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I can't do a cover reveal yet because I need to make it a little closer to the actual release. I am going to do a Patreon reveal though, but I'll give you guys a peek at it. You just got to wait, but I just want to share the fact that I got it back. So I'm happy. Okay. Did I miss anybody? I hope I didn't. You guys, you always have to bear with my poor vision. Steve, okay, you're saying Steven, but I don't see Steven. Hold on. Steven isn't showing up in mine. Steven, if you're there, I don't see you. Oh shit. Why do I not see Steven? Okay, Steven, I'm sorry. I don't see you. I'm assuming. Oh, don't do that to me. You have me having a heart attack. Steven is the name of the dog. Girl, well, okay. I know we're supposed to start. We were supposed to already start a minute ago. You have to write in the comments why you named the dog Steven. Okay, because I'm okay. A dog named Steven. That actually sounds like the title of a book. A Dog Named Steven by Super Villain Nova. Okay, guys, right. Pay me no mind. Y'all right. Adam. So Adam, I don't know if you know what's going on, but we're doing some quick sprints, some warm ups, so to speak, for a little while. I'm coming back later on. This was just mainly a check in to see the progress of what everyone has done so far because we're doing 5K a day for 5 days. So, um, what we talked about last week that we're doing this week. You, I got a good surprise for you in Patreon coming up in a couple days. So I'm so happy. Uh, yeah, I'm glad you did. I'm good. I have another one for you all too, but that one was more adult, so I hadn't posted it in there yet because I like to give people kind of a warning because when the narrator I gave her specific scenes to audition. Everybody else right. Me and Adam are talking. Y'all go right. We I gave her several different scenes just to see how she would handle them because they're very, very, very adult. And she knocked them out the park, man. She sent that stuff back to me, and I was like, I couldn't believe that I wrote the words the way she was saying it. And so I'll put that in, but I just want to make sure everybody knows that there are some situations going on in that. So there's that. So you'll get it. I can't put it on YouTube. It's going to only be in Patreon. I will. Steven, look, I thought I was talking about you earlier because there's a dog named Steven, according to Super Villanova. She named her doggy, which is the cutest doggy ever, Steven. And I thought she was saying that you had joined the chat, but I couldn't find you, so I'm all searching for you. And she's laughing at me because she's a villain. She chilling like a villain. But I think you're already aware that we're doing the 5K a day for the next 5 days. So you should be aware. You should be up to speed. So just let me know where you are right now, what you're doing. What you're working on, and just go from there. We'll be back 15 quarter of. Quarter of. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. I'm always waiting for people to go, she's such a goofball. What is wrong with her? I mean, I am a goofball, but I keep expecting people to go, and we want her to stop. Please make her stop. Okay, guys. Let me make sure I set my alarm. Keep writing. Ignore me. I'll be there in a sec. Oops. Nope. Don't do that. I'm sorry. Oh shit. There you go. Scared the shit out of me. Let's see. Okay. We are back. I didn't go anywhere actually, so the time is up is what I should be saying. Let's see where we are. Okay. I was like, there's gonna be like a crazy story behind it. All right, let's see. I know your future. The last thing I wrote was the DID, like disorder. Yeah, I know what DID. And the shifters who experience trauma in early shifters with DID. Oh my God. I can't even picture shifters with DID. That's going to be it. That's going to be epic. Awesome. It feels amazing to not be stuck. How'd everybody else do? Okay, cool. All right, so I just want to make sure for everybody who came in a little bit late, this was just a jump in for a few minutes. Maybe we're going to do one more sprint, but then I'm going to get off. I'm going to come back around 8:15, 8:30 or so, and then just go as long as I can to get as many words in as I can. So when I stop this, it doesn't mean that you guys have to stop. And also remember that I will be back. This was more like a checkup, a checkpoint kind of thing, and to see what everybody else was going to be working on. So I had a couple of technical difficulties, but let me see. I got 229 in like 10 minutes. So I'm thinking that I am like 5 minutes for a 20-minute, 500 words for a 20-minute sprint is pretty much my gauge, like my sweet spot. So I think I'll be okay. And at this point, I really got to do like 400 words per sprint. Okay, Firefly. Yeah. Again, this was just a check-in. This is not official. I just wanted to come in. And if anybody wanted to write with me for a little while, just, write. We're not going to marathon tonight, but we are going to do as much as I can until my voice completely fails or my eyes completely fail, and see where we are. If I don't make 5K today for whatever reason, and I don't see me having a problem, but if I don't, I know I can make it up tomorrow. I'll just start earlier than I usually do and then get those in before. So my plan tomorrow is we have my normal Tuesday night sprint that I do with the artillery. That's still going to be at 8. I'm so sorry, guys. My chest hurts so bad. I don't feel good. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably jump in again at about 6 o'clock to do another check-in with you all for 5K, see what you got done from today and where you are at that point tomorrow for the check-in, do a couple quick sprints, jump off, what they say, shit, shower, shave, come back at 8 for our normal stuff. And then when DL drops off, because she drops off around 10:30, we can continue and keep sprinting. Okay, so that's going to be how I'm going to work this whole week, around 6 and 8. 8 will be the official long one, and 6 will be the check-in one. Okay, and you might see me in various stages of ugly because Lord Jesus, whatever's going on with me right now, it is really trying to take me down. All right, so yeah, Firefly, jump back when you can. And yeah, I know your future. Seriously though, that is sounding like the craziest shit I ever heard of, and I can't wait for you to write it, because to think that you have I used to want to do a retelling of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, because I always took the Jekyll and Hyde thing as the science fiction-y fantasy version of an actual person who had DID, suffering with DID. So they had to come up with this reason why that made sense to them. So, he took this formula and then he switches off. But I always wanted to do a version where it was sincerely medically explained and then go from there. And I may, I don't know. So, hold on. What? Oh, wow. Don't tell me anymore. Just write that bad boy. And, yeah. And, yeah. Just write that. I'm highly interested in that. I mean, we'll talk one day. But I love that idea. I love that premise. So not to get too much time past us, how about at 6:55? So in 4 minutes, we start another sprint and it lasts till 7:15, and we'll say our goodbyes and come back later on. Okay. So again, how did everybody do? That's still here. How did everybody do? Oh, there you go. I see where it shows you that how many people are watching. I'm slow, y'all. I'm slow. There's a majiggy over in the corner that says how many people are watching. That's so cool. All right. And there's also a thingy on here that you can click that says view on YouTube, but I'm afraid to click it. Excuse me, because I'm afraid I won't find my way back if I click it. So I was actually struggling a little bit with the first word to start the story because I forgot that I was starting it with three people two of which are kind of drunk. And it dawned on me that I'd never written anything about people who were drunk. So I can't go by my own experience because the one and only time I was drunk, I'm not sure what I did. So I had a little bit of trouble. And they're teenagers who shouldn't be drinking on top of that. I mean, they're not little tiny teenagers. No, wait a minute. Elijah, how old is Elijah? Elijah's allowed to drink though, because he's a satyr. He drinks all day. But I think he's 19. So Elijah's 19 and Siobhan is actually 20. So she's not a teenager, but she's still underage in our country. They live in the United States, but they don't follow all of our rules. Nonetheless, her brother Deacon would not appreciate the fact that she's sitting there getting drunk with a satyr. That's another story. Sabrina can't get drunk. She's a ghost, and she's 12. Well, technically she's like 235, but she's 12. So there's that. "58 words, great." And this is the same story, Stephen, that you've been working on? Exactly. And see, that's where the reason why I don't have a lot of stuff out for the Bianca story. First of all, the other story that I have that doesn't have a legit title right now is just called Bianca Debutante Chronicles, which I refuse to call it that. But the reason why that one isn't I haven't shared like storylines from it is because I have to do, it's like 7 books and I already know this and I already have different points for different things and I have to plot out the whole timeline and all the notes for it before I can write it through, because I got to plant all the eggs and stuff that belong in this one so that when you get around to this one you go, oh shit. I love to do Like, am I right for did we miss the window because I talk so damn much? Guys, yes, it's time to start writing. Write, even though I'm talking, and I'm gonna say what I gotta say real quick. I love to plant little Easter eggs and stuff because I love people when they do a second reading and go, oh my gosh, you fucking told us in the beginning that we didn't pay attention. I love that kind of stuff. So with Shattered, I did a lot of that, a lot of it. Like when my betas got to the end, they were like, oh my fucking God. And it just made my day. I mean, they were screaming and yelling at me, but that was what they were supposed to be doing. So it made my day. So you have that. Hi, Sabra. Girl, what's up? You probably missed. We're in the middle of a sprint and we're coming back at 15 after. Actually, no, I should put that up on the screen because that would help people, right? So let's do that. Bam. I love these. So we'll be back at 7:15. And what we're doing right now is since you weren't here, tell me if you're working on something. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me if you're on the 5K a day challenge with us. And if you are, how many words you already got in. Girl, I hear you. I hear you. Don't get frustrated with the novel though. If it's frustrating you, if it's frustrating you, do something else that's connected to it. So if the story is what's frustrating you, then step out of it, step back from it for a few minutes and start writing like I mean it could be anything. Uh plan the damn city that they're living in, write towns and streets and all kinds of stores and do something like that that can be inside of the world, even if it's not inside your book. Do some character sketching, do some character really flesh out a character, even if it's one that you've already like this character inside and out. Favorite colors, are they allergic to eggplant? Do stuff like that to get you away from the storytelling aspect words, but still in the universe of your book. Yes, it is. So if you haven't started already, please don't panic about that. And this is just a check-in post. I will be back at around 8:15, 8:30 to do the legit sprinting and working with it. And I don't expect anybody to do 5K during the sprints. It's just to add and, get some more words done for your day. So, but we'll be back at 7:15 and we'll talk. I think I heard you mention that. I think I heard you mention that last couple of days. But again, we'll be back. Right, girl. So do I. chat and get me. Actually, do I want to stop? Mm. Damn, it's getting good. All right, guys, that's time. Okay, how did you do? Let me see. What did I do? 474. 474, my lovelies. So what did you guys get done? Right? I think that's a thing with writers, man. I would be the reason why I had such a hard time today just deciding which one to move with because I have so many to move with. But I decided to move with one that I didn't have anything written on yet. 95% of what I have a billion outlines, guys. I am a crazy person. But 95% of those outlines also have chapters or passages or something about them written. And quite a few of those even have like 75% of a first draft being written. Yes, I'm pathetic. I realize that. But this was the only one where there was nothing written. I felt like it would make a good challenge story to write. So yeah, it's the craziness of a writer. Yeah, for as far as writing the rules, do you mean that you're in your Bible or in the story? Because it in the story, you want to probably reveal and show what the rules are, as opposed to listing them. I'm not sure what you mean, but as far as in your Bible where you're mapping it out, where you got to make sure, like I'm trying to think of Gremlins. You know how Gremlins had the rules, and they can't eat after midnight, which is the stupidest rule ever. Is midnight somewhere everywhere, but okay. They can't eat after midnight. They can't get wet. They can't have bright light, that kind of thing. So when you're charting that stuff, you're making sure that either you're going to use their issues against them and throw their ass in some bright light because you know it's going to make them explode or whatever it is that happens to them. Pour water on them, make them multiply, or no, what did water do to them? I don't remember. Did it make them mean or something? And then feeding them made them multiply. I don't remember all the rules, but if you're talking about just establishing what the rules are in your Bible, don't worry about how they sound. If you're talking about in the story itself, it's probably better to do a reveal and show, like in the case of a gremlin, instead of telling everybody that they can't get wet, let one get wet and see what happens. And then like, oh shit, something along those lines. But again, I wasn't sure what you meant. Hey, Eva, girl. We're actually, this was the last sprint for this little quickie, but I will be back at 8:15, 8:30 to do the legit, 5K sprinting hour, so to speak. And it'll be me talking less. This was supposed to be like a check-in to see how everybody had been doing so far during the day for the first 5K day. And if anybody was even writing already, or if they were waiting for sprints, because a lot of you guys kill it during sprints. Like me, as you can see, I write pretty slow. But when I'm just pumping music in my ears and going forward, I get a little bit more done. That's why I'm not too worried. So to be clear, we will be back. This was just a check-in and a quickie sprints. Zero. You are so fierce. I never met someone so consistent, girl. 248 words doing that. A few stops to figure out what to write next. I hear you. I had to stop quite a few times because I have to keep reminding myself that I'm talking about younger people and not trying to talk the way younger people talk. I wasn't worried about that because these aren't humans, but keeping in mind that not so much how they talk, but how younger people act, if that makes any sense. Let's see, Sabra. What did you say? I missed it. Got a little bit of plotting done. Awesome. How do you do your what's your process, Sabra? 175. Damn, you guys. 234. That's about what I got because my total, the number I gave you a few seconds ago, which I no longer remember what it is because I'm an old lady. My total was the number I gave, so I probably added about that much that go round. Oh, thank you. I feel quite pathetic sometimes. Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Psh, in your Bible, no one sees that. Write that shit to however it comes to you. See Dick run. Jane has a ball. The ball is red. don't beat yourself up about that. Wait a minute. I have 3 projects and one I'm making a series about food. Yes, I highly recommend those. To the I one day, I know I say it, but one day I'm just gonna show y'all the studio. And I want you to see the crate after crate after crate of notebooks. And all those notebooks are for different books and series. I do not remember. I know it was bright light. They couldn't do bright light, and I think that killed them. Getting them wet, I don't remember. Is feeding them that made them bad or getting them wet that made them bad? And then they multiply. No, they multiply when they get wet. Because I remember I think he got Gizmo got drops on him and a bunch of little ugly things popped out of him. But those little bastards were mean. So I don't know what was up with that. So maybe getting them wet makes them mean, makes mean gremlins. I don't remember. And what did feeding do to them? You can't feed them after midnight. Don't they get crazy? Like they get high or something if you feed them after midnight? I don't remember. I know. I just know that establishing the rules way ahead of time makes a big ass difference. Right. Even as a kid. Now I wasn't a kid when Gremlins came out, but when they said don't feed them after midnight, I went after midnight in California, maybe. I mean, they needed to quantify that one because it's always midnight somewhere. You know, they can only eat once a day and they have to be on like the OMAD process where they only have one meal a day and you can't feed them again until that time the next day. They could have done a little better with that one. Oh, really? I don't even know. Like I've never been able to keep up. All of my friends are talking about contests and literary magazines and stuff like that. I wouldn't even be know the first place to submit one to. If I could, I do not have the gift of short storytelling. But if I wanted to, if I wrote a short story, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Okay, awesome. It's okay that you didn't start yet. I don't. I'm pretty sure that I can get 5K done before the day is over with. But if I don't, I'm going to start a little bit earlier tomorrow and get them in. And since you weren't here, you didn't hear the announcement, but I'll be coming in tomorrow around 6 o'clock again and do a check-in to see where everybody is, what they're up to, how far they got. Basically just a check-in. Like I said 85 times. Feel free to make it a drinking game. And then do like 2 sprints for that little bit of check-in time and then just leave out, come back again at 8. Now tomorrow, as you guys know, is the normal write-in. So you can use the normal Tuesday night write-in as the 5K thing. Everybody's not going to be doing 5K. That's what the write-in though. And let's see. After DL gets off, I'm gonna stay and keep writing. Excuse me. And she usually gets off around 10:15, 10:30 because she has to. I'm going to stay after that point and write a little bit more and see how far. Just write until I'm too tired to write, because I'm determined that by tomorrow night to be at the 10K point. So whatever I get done today and accumulate all that tomorrow to make it up. And then that way I'll be okay for the rest of the week. I hope. I'm not saying I'm going to make it to 25. I'm determined to try. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to punk out. Poet Spice Biblioscribe. What's up? Hello. You came and we're getting ready to leave. Oh, let me see. Am I subscribed to you, Poet Spice? Let me see. Because I thought I was. Yeah, I am. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Yeah, everybody, just subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to everybody. We're all friends here. We're a family. Yeah, I wanted everybody. Look, I wanted people who were just lurking to turn this into a drinking game. And every time I say to feel free to take a drink. Y'all know. Look, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm alone. When I'm alone, or when I'm nervous, I talk. Okay, so we're getting ready to leave though, Persephone. And now you guys don't know Persephone is my sister. Our daddy name is Zeus. We the bomb. You can't fuck with us because he will lightning strike your ass. But I'm coming back at 8:15, 8:30, and we'll do some more of that. Yeah, I knew it was something crazy. I had a hard time with that movie. That's what made him mean. Them feeding after midnight made him mean. Okay, gotcha. I remember the little things popping up against Gizmo's back. Uh, I was groaning. That just creeped me out. Bright light burns them, water multiplies them, and feeding them after midnight makes them evil. Why does feeding them make them evil? I'm starting to take offense to that. What you trying to say? You could have did anything that made them evil. Awesome. Awesome. Alrighty, guys. Um, there's a drink. I'm so sorry. I'm actually going to try not to get you guys drunk and not say as much. We'll see how that works. So until later, let's see, it's 7:28. Glitching. Until later, about an hour from now, I'll see you guys, and we'll do this like legit. Do this, okay, guys? Absolutely. All right. Peace. And keep writing if you can. Tell me what numbers you get when you come back.